Hello and welcome back to the channel, An Idiot on the Internet. In today's video, I'd like to talk briefly about my gaming history, where I've been, where I'm currently at, and the in-between. As I stated in one of my previous videos, I've been incredibly lucky and fortunate to have a majority of the mainline consoles, whether it be birthdays or Christmases or just a console for the family. Now, I can remember having the consoles, but I don't quite remember the time scale in which we had the consoles. And I don't know the release dates of the consoles in conjunction to when I had them, or we had them. So let's quickly run down the list then, shall we? To start off with, I had an Atari. I'm not sure what model I had, but I remember it being black, having a joystick with a red button. That's about it. From there, we had an NES and a Sega Master System. We then had a Mega Drive and a Super Nintendo. I remember getting a Sega Saturn. My brother getting a Atari Jaguar for a few months. A Nintendo 64 and a PlayStation 2 and an Xbox, a GameCube, a PS3, an Xbox 360, the Wii, a Game Boy Advance, a Game Boy Advance SP, a PS Vita. We had a Game Boy in there at some point, a Game Boy Color, and now currently a PS4 and a Nintendo Switch. So that was an incredibly brief recollection of my gaming history. But when did it change for me? When did it go from just playing levels and games casually to investing in the stories and the characters, to watching the cutscenes and really investing in the story and the lore? Well, that probably actually started during the PS1 era. And I think that probably did for a lot of people because, you know, they started doing cutscenes properly. Rather than just a short intro or an outro on a level, or the story being in the instruction manual. If anybody's interested in a more comprehensive or deeper dive in a particular console and the games that I had or played or remembered or liked and disliked, leave a comment down below and it might be a video that I can do again at some point. But I suppose we should really talk about where I'm at now with gaming. What do I play? What do I buy for? And what do I collect? I don't have 90% of those consoles now. I have my original second PlayStation 3. I have a number of PS4s. And I hope to get a PS5 if the rumoured Pro is in fact real and hopefully comes out this year. The oldest console that I have and collect for, even though I haven't really bought anything for a very long time, is the Nintendo 64. Almost 10 years ago now, I got really nostalgic for the Nintendo 64. The look of the console, the feel of the console, and Christmas and birthday memories involving the console and its games. So I looked into getting one and managed to find a good boxed copy, as far as I know, fairly complete, and started buying games. I do prefer complete in box, and I do kind of insist that the boxes be in pretty good condition. We also have a Switch, which I kind of use as my little indie darling machine. I like buying slightly more obscure titles, or titles that sometimes only come out for the Switch. I don't have a lot of first-party titles, but I would like to get some in the future. But they never go down in price, as we all know. So they're not big on my to-get list as some of the others that might not do as well and go down in price quickly. I actually contemplated stopping gaming and collecting games as a whole at the end of the PS3 era. I started to focus more on my health and my fitness, and joined a gym, and really worked a lot on that, and kind of put me first in that regard. So I didn't have a lot of spare time to invest in 10 to 20 to 40 hour games. So the PS4 kind of came, and I didn't get one at launch. I didn't think I was going to go into it. I thought the PS3 was going to be my swan song to the industry, and that would be it. That kind of changed when the 20th anniversary PS4 came out. Now, I loved the look of that machine. When I saw them announce it, and I saw the box layout and how just pristine it looked and different and clean, I really wanted that console, but it was given the limited availability of that console, it was kind of out of my price range. I am happy to say, however, that with time and some price reductions, I did in fact manage to get a 20th anniversary PS4 complete in box, and thus started the spiral of collecting and not playing that console, which I know might annoy a lot of people, and they might say that, well, you're not really a gamer if you don't play the games, which I agree, but I have every intent on playing those games eventually. That might be something that we do on the channel and will help me get through them and also provide content for the channel. Who knows? We'll see. I have very limited ability with anything technical, so the fact that I can record this video is something. Being able to then capture footage or stream is something that is way into the future. And then I suppose, just to annoy people even more, I actually currently do buy PS5 games, even though I don't have a PS5 yet. But when a game goes down to £10, £15 or £20 in the sale, I think it's a good idea, myself personally, to get that game whilst it's that cheap, because will I be able to get it again? I have no idea how many games are being printed these days, and with the death of physical media on the horizon, I don't want to wait around halfway through the generation, even though we're halfway through the generation, to wait and find out if I can get those games at that low price in a year or two's time. If they're there at that price and I can afford it, then I just see why not go get it. I think I mentioned in the previous video that I see this current generation of consoles being the last consoles that have physical media. So this will in fact be my swan song with gaming and game collecting, because I don't think there'll be anything to collect on the next consoles. I have thought and racked my brain about whether I want to collect for slightly older consoles like the PS1 or PS2. I would, but there's just so many games, and trying to find ones in decent condition just seems like quite a monumental task at the moment. At the moment, I'm just going to stick with the PS3, PS4, PS5. I do have a small collection on the Vita, and my current ongoing collection with the Switch. As for adding to that collection, I have started buying games for the PSP. Late last year, I started seeing more and more videos of top 10 games for the PSP, collection videos for the PSP, and I thought it looked like a really cool machine. I thought it was unique in some of the titles that it got, but also not unique in the sense that it got some PS2 ports, it got some PSP ports taken to the PS2, and it got some early PS3, PS2 ports ported to the PSP. So I thought it was quite a nifty little console, and it's something that I'll be looking to find and get at some point. But as my MO exists, that I said previously, my collecting habits, I've already started buying for the console, even though I don't have the console, because when I find a game for £3, I think, well, why not? So there we have it, a not so brief and rather long-winded recollection of my gaming history. Again, if there's anything that anybody would like me to talk more on in specifics, maybe its own separate video, leave a comment in the comment section, and it'll be something that I can maybe do in the future. With the next video that I'm hoping to do a collecting habits video, how and why and what I collect, which hopefully will be a nice companion piece to this video. I'm not too sure, but in my head I think it will go nicely together. I did originally do both topics in one video, and the video ballooned to a length that I didn't want to have. So yeah, 2 videos. You'll see me all in the next one. My collecting habits and why I do what I do with collecting. Okay, you'll see me all soon.